Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we have for you another double episode, maybe even a triple episode if you want to consider it that way. But anyway, we have for you the quarterfinals of the 2025 North American Champions League, but we're also going to combine that with the MLS preview show. And we're going to show you both legs of the Champions League. So that's sort of the triple header part of it. Anyway, we got a lot to go over. Let's start right away with our competitions in Major League Soccer for 2025. I believe in the last video I showed you the board expectations, but in case you missed it, they want us to reach the conference semifinals in the Western Conference, finish top half in Supporters Shield, make it to the quarterfinals in Champions League, which we've already done by making it this far against Pachuca, and then reach the finals in the Canadian Championship. That's all fine and dandy. Nothing has changed there. But there has been a little bit of a spanner in the works, something I kind of forgot about. Let's go to promises. I promised Julian Dunn that we would win the MLS this year. I kind of forgot about that. I remember when we signed him up, he was like, I don't really know if I want to play for you. What are you going to promise me? And he wanted us to win MLS in 2025. So I guess that's what we're going to have to do. I don't know what win MLS means, though. Pleased to be promised the club will win the league. What does that mean? Does that mean Supporters Shield? Or does that mean MLS Cup? I do not know. And I don't think it's going to tell me win MLS. Let's take a click. So if we click on it here, it comes to this double thing. It doesn't come to the Supporters Shield. So I think MLS means MLS Cup and Supporters Shield means Supporters Shield. That's what I'm thinking. So we have to win the Cup this year. Or Julian Dunn's going to be unhappy, I guess. Does it really matter? Maybe not. But, you know, we want to honor our promises. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's get back to our competitions here. Let's go to Supporters Shield and... No, that's not where it is. I've done this how many years? It's in their Major League Soccer. Major League Soccer season preview. We're going to breeze through this. LAFC once again at the top of the predictions here. They won it last year. They won the Supporters Shield by like 73 points or whatever they scored. It was ridiculous. And then they went on. They beat us in the playoffs. And they went on and they won the Cup as well. Atlanta United, Toronto FC, always sort of... That seems to be the top three. That seems to be how this save is just shaking out. LA, Atlanta, Toronto, top of the league. Seattle and Portland are predicted to be up there. Now, that's not a surprise in normal years in MLS, but recently those two teams have been a little bit up and down, so I guess this is an up year for them. Houston, 6th. They finished much better than that the last couple of seasons, so they've got 18-1 odds, but they're still up there. And then, you know, RSL, New England, Philadelphia, New York, those teams have been down a little bit. LA Galaxy, 60-1 odds. That's kind of low for them to start out a year. Orlando City, 12th, they're predicted. That's actually pretty good for them. And then Vancouver, 13th at 70-1 odds, which, you know, that's mid-table, I guess. That's what the board wants. They want us to finish top half. I guess that's sort of barely top half. But we'll probably do better than that. I'm sure we'll do better than that. Then we got Montreal, 350-1 odds. That's the other Canadian team we got to worry about. And then, of course, a lot of teams at the bottom of the league that the writers are just not so sure about. Columbus, San Jose, Chicago, FC Dallas, Cincinnati, DC United, all 1,000-1 odds. So any one of those guys could be terrible this year, unfortunately. Let's see. The Media Dream 11, a lot of familiar names. New guy here, Tercio, 24-year-old fullback for Houston, Brazilian. Carvajal is there again. Castaigne. I think he was there last year. He's fullback. So they got extra fullbacks there. Murillo. They got him playing fullback even though he's more of a center back. So whatever. Carlton. That's interesting. Andrew Carlton. Finally made Team USA. Finally made the Media Dream 11. Baez, 22-year-old attacking midfielder from Seattle. Andre Horta again. Another guy who's on the U.S. national team. That's an interesting move for this save. Could be one of the most interesting moves that have happened in this save is Andre Horta playing for Team USA. That's kind of outrageous. But anyway, Fabian Massa, 21-year-old winger, Orlando City. This seems like a new dude. He's got a nice do-rag going on there. He's fast. I'll give him that. Where'd he come from? Do not click on that. Do not click on that. Where did he come from? He's been here for a while. He came from LAFC, $3.2 million. And then they waived him the same year. This happens too much. SI, fix your game. LAFC bought this kid for $3.2 million and then waived him in March. That shouldn't happen. Should not happen. I thought of a feature. I'll talk about it later because it's something we don't need to talk about now. But that sort of idea made me think of a new feature that FM should institute. Anyway, Romero up top as a striker, and who is this? Lucas Lourenço, another Brazilian, another guy for Orlando City, pretty decent. How long's he been there? Just 2 years, $2.2 million. They bought him last season. 6 goals, 7 assists. Okay, we'll see. Let's see. Big spender this year, Montreal. That's a shocker. Only $7.3 million too, so not a lot. Not many big time incoming players. Okay, so they did buy they bought Lucas. He's pretty good. Yeah, 23 years old. Anyway, FC Dallas brought in a player for $6.25 million. Houston, Matuzinho, 24-year-old Brazilian. So many Brazilians. Nothing but Brazilians are coming here to MLS. Anyway, we don't have time to go over all of these guys. There's just a ton of them. We'll figure those guys out later. New head coaches, Jim Curtin for San Jose. Previously at FC Dallas last year, then Seattle the year before that, and New York City, Philadelphia. Another one of these, coaching carousel guys. He's pretty good working with youngsters, man, management. Have fun in San Jose. Omid Namazi for New York. Interesting. Under 18's head coach for USA 2016 to 2018. Then went to Zabahan, which is from who knows where. Iran. Interesting. The Iranian Professional League. And then to Philadelphia and now New York. What a wild ride for this coach. And then Mark Dos Santos taking over. I don't understand Toronto. I don't understand. So their coach, I believe last year they won the Eastern Conference. You know, obviously they didn't beat out LAFC, who had a banner year, and they fired the coach. They fired the coach for winning the Eastern Conference. Okay, so he lost in the first round of the playoffs, or the semifinals, whatever. But still, come on, you can't fire a guy who has like 60 points or 65 points, finishes second in the Supporters' Shield to a historic number of points for LAFC. Come on. What are you doing up there, Toronto? You're never going to build a dynasty that way. But maybe, what do I know? Toronto's been beating us a lot lately. Anyway, enough of that rant. Not much else has changed for us since the last video. Transfers, we had to cut a couple of guys to get our roster down to the MLS maximum of 30. But none of those guys were very good or were going to make much impact on the team. Is it under released players? No, those are all old players. I mean, we released Guillard and brought him back. We released T-Bert, Bear. I mean, these are old releases. These were guys we released at the end of last year. Waived, perhaps? No, not under waived either. So I don't know what happens. Oh, I know. The waiver draft hasn't happened yet, so they're technically still on the team, but they're in a weird limbo. until the waiver draft happens. So, whatever. They're gone. We shall never speak of them ever again. Let's see. I think that's kind of all I want to worry about right now for MLS. We did play our first MLS game, and we lost to Montreal 1-0. We played a heavily rotated side because we got Champions League coming up. We had Eric in goal. Guillard played okay at fullback. I was happy with the way he played. You know, I'm happy to have him on the team. He's no longer Team Canada worthy, but he's still halfway decent for MLS, and reserve at that, so he's fine. Thomas, Cornelius, Collins, so a lot of our youngsters in there. Frazier, Rosalind. Rosalin's going to get a lot of playing time this year. He's up to 2.5 stars. He's shown some progress, so we're going to try to, you know, boost that progress now with some playing time at 20 years old. Senior was in there at right wing because Timoteo's injured. Not Timoteo, because Venuto is injured. Colin, we had him at attacking. Playmaker, he's another guy who's finally shown some improvement, but right now he's a little tired, not looking so hot. Timoteo was in there. Bob Thompson, he's been battling the flu. So right immediately before this game he was sick, and immediately after this game he was sick. So I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, we just couldn't generate a goal. They got one in the 43rd minute just before halftime, and in the second half just nothing happened. So it wasn't a great game, but we didn't have a great team in there. So that brings us to today's matchup versus Pachuca. Let's take a look at the stage. A lot of interesting matchups. How about this? LA versus Seattle. That's unfortunate that those two teams get in there. How did Orlando City get in here? They must have won the U.S. Cup. I can't think of any other way for Orlando City to make it in here. Toronto doesn't make it in because they didn't win they did win the Eastern Conference, but Canadian teams can't get in that way. Canadian teams can only get in by winning the Canadian Championship. So Toronto's not in, which means it should have dropped. It should have dropped to another Eastern Conference team. Was that Orlando City? I don't know. I don't have time to figure it out. But why LA and Seattle are in here is a mystery to me. LA wins the Cup, or LA wins the Supporters' Shield. I don't know. Maybe LA wins the Supporters' Shield. Seattle wins the Western Conference. However that works out, I have no idea. Anyway, America is going to be playing Cruz Azul. It's another big matchup. And then Orlando City plays Toluca. And we get to play Pachuca. So it's, you know, some interesting matchups. There's always interesting matchups here when it comes to the Champions League. USA teams versus Mexican teams. And what's interesting about this particular iteration of Champions League is it hasn't really been the same teams every year. I think we've been the most consistent team in here. Like, for instance, we haven't played Pachuca yet. Look at this. It's our first time playing against Pachuca. And in other times when I've played Champions League, they're in the competition like every year, and they win it. And, you know, they're a big team, but not in this save. Who knows why? Random rolls of the dice. Anyway, they are the favorites, even though the game is a home game for Vancouver. So Pachuca 6-4 favorites. They're in excellent form right now. 4 wins, 1 draw. We're in strong form, 2 wins and a loss. You know, they've got Brandon Herrera is out. We've got 3 players injured. I don't think anybody too important. Gabriel Caballero. How about that? That's a great name. He is their head coach, 54-year-old, and he's pretty good. Outstanding man management and motivating and adaptability. Pretty good working with youngsters, pretty good tactical knowledge. You know, he's mostly an administrator, I guess you would say, but he's also got some tactical ability, so you can see why he's a good coach. He's been at Pachuca since 2020. Before that, FC Juarez. So he's got a fine pedigree. Take a look at Pachuca. You know, they've got some good players. Not outstanding players. Not like, you know, players we can't compete with. But, you know, they're a very solid roster, at least in terms of value and in terms of ability. Everybody's a 4-star guy on their whole team. Well, they got a couple of 3-star, 3.5-star guys, but everybody is in that range. So, and they've also got a lot of lone players. I don't know what's that all about. But that to me seems like far too many lone players. Get out of here. Ramon Sedona from Toluca. Again, I don't understand this. Why one team in the same league would loan a starter quality player to another team in the same league. It makes no sense unless it's just purely financial. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. What else were we going to look at? We were going to look at their profile, I suppose. So they're currently 5th in the first division. Excellent training facilities, secure finances, 3.5-star national reputation, excellent youth facilities, $235 million estimated value. That's pretty good. I don't think we've looked at our value recently. What are we up to these days? $162 million. Has that gone down? I hope that hasn't gone down since we bought the stadium and like they're taking the debt off of that. Anyway, still a bad move. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to buy the dome, but anyway, Pachuca. Let's go. All right, so we're going to try out the 4-4-1-1 on these boys. I think we may have found something with this system. And we've got pretty much the best lineup we can put in there, minus Zlatkovic, who is the only starter who would normally be in this particular formation. So other than him, we're ready to go. We're raring to go. Let's do this. Whew. Another big match. Another big matchup. And here we go. They're going with the 4-4-2. So it's going to be some basic ball today. They've got Godoy in goal. 7 appearances, 5 concessions. Some sort of new gen type dude. Is he? Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Is he from their academy? He is from Liverpool de Montevideo in Uruguay. They got him for $2.9 million. Okay. Silva, Cavallera, Robles. Highest average rated player is a central defender. I don't know if that's scary or strange. Maybe a little bit of both. Anyway, captain, Becerra, 1 goal, 1 assist. Hasn't played particularly well. 6.86 rating is just sort of okay. Hugo Becerra. They've got a lot of regen faces here. Romero, the right wing, 2 goals, only 10 appearances. Estrada up top, no goals in 6 starts. So they've got kind of a rotated side. Although they do have Zach Burke, top goal scorer, 21 goals on the season. Colombian, 4.5-star striker. Bought him for $850K. How's that for a deal? How's that for a bargain? I want to look at this guy again. 17 dribbling, 16 heading. You know, he's pretty good. 16 composure, 15 first touch. We'll take this guy for $850K. Sure, why not? Meanwhile, we are going with the 4-4-1-1. We do have McGee in goal, taking the captain's armband today. 1 appearance, 1 concession. Ahmed on the left, Jaguar, Dunn, and Nowinski in defense. Stankovic on the left, Faria on the right, Daniels and Marples. Look at this. Marples, our highest rated player, 9.2 rating in his 1 appearance with 2 goals. He tore it up. Daniels, leading assist man with 3 assists in 2 appearances. And then Colin at the attacking playmaker and Hundle up top, 1 appearance, 1 goal. Let's go. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Go out there and impress me. How about that? All right, we got a few guys who want to look impressive. Opposition instructions. What are we doing here? Just our normal stuff, I guess, that we do against the 4-4-2. That's fine. Tunnel talk. How much of a boost is Brandon Herrera's absence? I have no idea. He's probably pretty good. Any team would miss a player of his caliber. Here we go. Dome. Pretty good crowd, as close to a sellout as we're probably ever going to reach, like 26,000. So it's a big crowd here in the Dome. Maybe if we make it to Champions League final, we can open up the rest of the Dome and get 50,000 in here, which would be nice. Here we go. First highlight. Hundle sends one in. Look at Colin. Breaks from the pack. Is he onside? I don't see a flag man. Do not see the flag man. There we go, boys. See the VAR. Do they have... Oh, yeah, he was way onside. Completely. He just broke from the pack and nobody marked him. That's what Colin gives us. He gives us a little bit more of scoring punch than Shamit Shom. 11 finishing. He's up to 11 finishing now. 9 composure. 9 long shots. Not great, but it's better than Shamit Shom. If he can improve, he might overtake Shamit. But right now, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Everybody's playing fine. 18 minutes. So yeah, the thing I thought about... Oh, never. We're not going to get to it. Every time I mention it, there's going to be a highlight. Guaranteed. Anyway, here's Faria diving inside, sending it out wide to Stankovic, who is wide open. He gets the cross into Hundle. Header. Hundle. Oh, and he tried to drop it back, and nobody was there except for Silva on the defense. But that was a great sort of unselfish play by Hundle. There was just none of his teammates weren't there. So what I was thinking of, when you start up a save, you should be able to set the AI to either focus on short term or long term, right? Like if you're gonna play a save where you're gonna just try to take a team for 2 years and win the league, because maybe you don't like playing long term saves. There are people out there who don't like playing long term saves because they only like to play with real players. They don't like regens or new gens or whatever you want to call them. And they should be able to set the AI to do things the same that they're doing. Hundle with a free kick. They should be able to set the AI to focus on winning now and not worry about the future. Here's a corner. Far side, Faria looking. Here comes our new corner play. He sends it back post. Godoy is there. And likewise, if you could set your AI to long-term thinking, then maybe they wouldn't do things like we saw early on in this video, where they sign a young Brazilian, and then when it comes time to cut their roster, they look at him and say, well, he's not as good as our other guys. He's not as good as this 32-year-old we've got on the roster. So let's cut this 19-year-old that we just spent $3 million on. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And if they had long-term thinking, they could factor that in and factor in his youth and say, we paid a lot of money for a young player. Let's keep him on the roster no matter what old guy we got to cut who might be slightly better than him. All right. That's a bit of a mini rant there, but we're up 1-0. And we may have found a tactic here, boys. We may have found a tactic. I don't think we want to change anything. Do we have any analysis? Nothing. Crickets coming from the backroom staff. So let's just get to the dressing room. Jake Nerwinski, 100% cross completion. That's outstanding. Let's be calm. Happy with your performance. Keep it up. That's fine. Nobody ever complains about that. I've never seen anyone complain about, I'm happy with your performance, keep it up. As long as you do it in the right circumstance. Like if you're down 3-0 and you say that, then they'll be unhappy. So it's not a miracle tonic, but as long as you say it in the right place and right time, it's fine. It's fine. Estrada, 6.4 rating right now. They moved him. They're trying to switch him around. They're just switching him back and forth between striker positions to try and find some way to get him in there. Colin's a little tired, maybe still suffering some effects of his flu-like illnesses. Nerwinski's been booked, so we will ease him off the tackles. Okay, here we go. First highlight. Oh, there we go. Stankovic wins it. Gets it to Ahmed. Let's work it, boys. Let's work it. Matriculate. Time for some matriculation. No way. Just get it to Hundle on the break. Hundle. Still not a great one-on-one finisher. But he can do that. He can win us some corners. Here we go. Faria again. Sends it in. Back post. There's Dunn. He gets ahead on it. I think if we had slightly better central defenders, if we hadn't traded away all of our central defenders in previous seasons, we might have a better team. But, Dunn and Jaguar are serviceable. Dunn's a 3.5-star guy. He's kind of getting better occasionally. He's got 4-star potential still at 24 years old. Jaguar, likewise, he's got a little bit of wiggle room to get better. His pace has gone up to 12. So that's good. He could work on his acceleration a little bit. 76 minutes. Game is flying by. This is outstanding. We've got 15 shots to their 3. All 3 of their shots are on target, and they've got 56% possession, but they're not doing anything with it. Our defense is standing strong. 85 minutes, and the clock is rolling. We are on, key highlights, by the way, because we're trying to zip our way through this whole year. 3 minutes of extra time. If we get out of here 1-0, it's perfect. It's beautiful. We'll take it. Uh-oh. Last highlight. 15 seconds. Nowinski with a throw-in. Faria looking. Okay. Drops it off to Daniels. He gets it stolen at midfield. 3 seconds to go. Burke on the run. Get out there. Oh, wow. What a whistle. There's some home cooking right there. MLS referees in full effect, I think. Wow, imagine the furor that would happen if that occurred in a real game. Ouch. Anyway, we'll take it. I mean, our goalkeeper was going to get there. There's no worries. He was on sweeper keeper. He would have got there. It's fine. It's fine. Done with an excellent game. Speaking of fine, 7.1 rating. Daniels also. Simon Collin, player of the match, 8.1 and a lone goal. Hundo with the assist. Outstanding first game. Players are in high spirits. Well done. Let's go. Pep talk. Get out. Okay. Now we got a couple of games to play and then the second leg. So we're going to pause it here and come back for the second leg. Okay, we are back again for our second leg. Let's see if we can finish this off against Pachuca. See if we can close this out. So, a little bit different odds going on here. They are even to win it. And Vancouver 11-5 against. So that's not so good because this happens quite a bit. A lot of times in this competition, MLS clubs will have, a draw in the first leg or maybe a close victory, and then the Mexican League team will come back and squash the MLS team. But we're hoping that doesn't happen this time around. So there's not a lot to look at. We are at Estadio Hidalgo in Pachuca. 24,000 tickets sold, so almost a sellout out of 26,000. Decent day, 59 and calm, partly cloudy, no problems there. Not a lot going on with this. We already looked at them. We know all about them. This is the second leg. Let's get to the team selection. So we got an issue. Simon Collin, injured. We got another issue. Our schedule, packed like sardines. So here we are in the second leg. And we just played 2 MLS games in between the last quarterfinals. So every 2 days, we've been playing games this week. So we got a lot of tired boys on the team. So we don't have a ton in the way of reserves. We played all of our reserves in those other games to keep our starters fit. And then lo and behold, Simon Collin goes and gets injured. So, not the greatest way to start it out. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move Hundo down. We're going to bring in Darren Sr., who's also a little tired. He played quite a bit in the last game, but he's recovered to 93% fitness. That's pretty good. I would put Shamit Showman there, but he's only 89%. So we might as well leave him on the bench. And then we're going to bring Bob Thompson up to the bench. He's basically our second/third/fourth striker, depending on how he's feeling that day. Yeah, so I think that's about all we have to do there. Everybody else is fit and ready to go. So let's submit that team. We're going with a 4-4-1-1. So we'll see if we can work the same magic twice in a row. They're going with 4-2-3-1. Okay, Godoy still in goal. A lot of familiar names. Robles is back in. Yeah, he's a much better defender. 3 assists, 7.18 rating. Caballero is there. Silva. Palacios. 27 starts, only 3 goals. Faravelli, I don't think he was there before. Most assists on the team with 8. Burke still up top, 21 goals. Romero on the left. Only 12 starts for Romero. I think he was on the right last time. Anyway, I remember that that haircut. Yeah, let's go. Our lineup is the same. No need to announce it. Who cares, right? I mean, you saw the first game. Let's go. Let's see. We cannot allow complacency to undo all the work we did in the first leg. There we go. Good job. Everybody's excited about that. No complacency. So they're probably going to go a little bit more attacking, or a lot more attacking, because they need, honestly, they just need a goal, and they need to keep us from scoring. So Zlatkovic, absolutely, he's not ready to play in this match. He's out. He's hurt. He has been our one major injury. Well, that's not exactly true. Venuto's been injured as well, but we haven't really planned on Venuto being a starter. We've only planned on using him basically for Champions League, but we haven't really needed him because we got Faria, and he's playing pretty well, honestly. So that's fine. And Faria's the guy we want to start this year. We want him getting all the playing time possible. See if he can add some star ratings to his ability before the World Cup next year. Same with Stankovic. Same with everybody. Here we go. Palacios, corner, sends it in. Jaguar clears it after it hits the crossbar. Okay. That was a little close for comfort. Not super happy with that. They're going to try it again. Near side, Palacios again. Sends it across. Okay. I think we've got a matchup issue there on our right-hand side, but we'll do the best we can. Got Nerwinski in there. I mean, he's the best we've got. He hasn't gotten better in many years. I mean, he's been 3 stars forever. So we're going to replace him this year, but for now we need him for Champions League. Daniel sends it in. Dunn with the header. Come on, Dunn. I need the RNG to give me a little bit of, give me a break there. Give me a goal. That play is there. I mean, he gets his head on it maybe, 2 out of every 10 times. He just doesn't necessarily score. Please stop him. Okay, they've tied it up. Lorenzo Faravelli, 4th goal of the season. Pretty simple. Headed on. Faravelli just sort of, nobody really marks him. Would have been nice if our defense stepped up at that moment, but it was not to be. So, they've tied it up 1-1. Each of us have a home goal. So all we need is an away goal. Looks like they're going to sit on it now, maybe, and go to penalties. I don't know if they're dropping back or what, or if that was just some fluke highlights. They do have 62% of possession, which is probably a bit much. Okay. Here we go. Please get a goal before half. Stankovic sends it in. Jaguar. Header. No. Godoy with a stop. I mean, that wasn't a great header, but I thought maybe he could have followed it up. Oh, do not let them score in the 61st minute. Thank you, Jaguar. Oof, that was tight. That was scary. All right. set pieces away so far in this series. We scored our goal off a set piece. They kind of scored theirs off a throw-in. Yeah, we managed 5 shots, 1 on target. They had 9, 5 on target. Not so good. 60% possession. Maybe we could do something about that. They wanted us to, like, you know, to do this. We could try to just get away with it. You know, just get away with scoring a goal, maybe, luckily, and then running out the clock, or just necessarily running out the clock. All right, I know we're the underdogs here. I shouldn't have said give the fans something to cheer about. I don't care about the fans in this particular stadium. But anyway, we're going to waste some time. We're going to slow it down. Try to gain back a little bit of possession and maybe just run the clock out. Maybe we should have done that from the get-go. But I want it to be at least a little positive. So at this point, we're just going to go for luck, maybe. Maybe go for play for set pieces. How about that? If we can get a set piece goal and then just curl up into a ball and just waste the clock away, that would be fine. 60 minutes have already gone through. Palacios sends one in. They're getting all the set piece goals. So now we got to open it up. Now we can't do what we're doing. We've got to open it up. 60 minutes we can't sit back. You know, it doesn't matter if we do score a goal, we win. Because we got the away goal. So that's all that we need. Okay, is there anything we need to do tactically here? We need to switch these two guys around. That's good. There we go. Hundle, attack. Faria, I guess. Sure, he's fine in the attack. Senior, advanced forward. Maybe target man. Maybe target man would be better for him. Okay. Let's hit play. Let's do something here. 63 minutes. Shouts. Demand more. There we go. Focus. That's just what we needed. 68 minutes. The clock is just rolling. No highlights to speak of. We're down to 36% possession. Opposition instructions. They brought in a couple of substitutes. Lopez will cover him. That would be nice. Anybody else? No. No, 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 no. Okay. Is there anything we can do team instruction-wise? Maybe take off work in the box. Yeah. Okay. I was going to take off play from the back, but you know, maybe at the 80-minute point we'll do that. 78, 79, 80. Okay, we'll take that off. Well, here we go. Oh, it's their corner again. Stankovic heads it out. Lopez gets it. Can we get a counterattack? No. Okay. No, not team instructions. Substitution. Let's send our fullbacks forward. On the attack. Yeah, we got just about everybody on attack. Come on, boys. Let's do something. Push forward. 84 minutes. We need a goal. Just one is all we need. Make a sub. Darren Sr.'s not looking so good. Bring in Bob Thompson. Make him poacher. Is there anybody else we can bring in who could have an impact? Marples isn't playing too good. We could bring in Frazier. Timoteo for Faria, maybe. All right. 3 subs. 3 subs, 3 minutes. Come on. Get a goal. Get something. Minute to go. 30 seconds to go. No. No. They just controlled it. We have this problem. If the other team decides to just control it, we can't do anything to stop them. Frazier fires it. It's deflected. You know, this is what's happening to us in MLS right now, too. I mean, we've been playing our second teams. But still, the other teams are just... If they want to shut it down, they can shut it down. Nothing we can do about it. We don't have the tacklers right now. I mean, they dominated that game. 2-0. 21 shots. 7 on target. 61% possession. Yep. Not so good. Not so good. Gave it your best effort. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm not happy about that. Again, we lose. Champions League quarterfinals. Disappointing. We've only got one more shot at this next year, and I would rather not talk about it. All right. So we're going to end it there. Come back. I don't know. Probably come back for national team and see what, if the national team has anything interesting going on. We'll come back and talk about that. If not, I think we'll just continue to play the season and maybe come back Canadian Championship, possibly. Anyway, we're going to end it there. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.